समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
It's very rare for my two distinct worlds of rude food and sharp edge to collide, but this is one occasion where they do, and the reason is biscuits. Biscuits, I hear you say? What's political about biscuits? But then you haven't been reading the papers. Recently, 84 ex-service people, retired bureaucrats, people who want to be in the news, basically has-beens and wannabes, signed a petition against Rahul Gandhi. And they said Rahul Gandhi had destroyed or demolished, certainly, or damaged, if you want to be minor about it, the reputation of Parliament, had hurt the institution of Parliament, that he was a man who indulged in theatrics, did not realize how important Parliament was, etc., etc. Now, I read this intrigued. What had he done now to demean the institution of Parliament? And the answer was he'd eaten biscuits. Yeah, I'm not joking. According to the petition, by sitting on the steps of Parliament and eating biscuits, Rahul Gandhi had damaged the institution. He was obviously not a person who understood how important the institution was not fit to be doing this sort of job. I mean, it went on and on. By now, you probably know the lines on which this goes. So I wondered, why were these guys, clearly in support of the government, going on and on about the damage to a great institution done by a chap eating biscuits? Well, it's strange, isn't it? Maybe they were suggesting he was a very arrogant person, which they were. They called him privileged, entitled, stuff like that. I think the suggestion was that he wasn't just eating bourbon biscuits or whatever, but he was behaving like a bourbon king who had lots of entitlement. Yeah, well, maybe I thought about it. Lots of people do all kinds of things to please the government, so I didn't pay too much attention. But at around the same time, a BJP member of parliament had passed or had moved a resolution seeking to expel Rahul from parliament. Now, I wondered why, because a lot of BJP people supported this. In fact, he didn't just want to expel Rahul, he wanted a ban on his ever contesting elections and various things that many people would call unconstitutional. I thought about this. They've tried this expelling business once before. About 3 years ago, a judge in a court in Gujarat said that Rahul had defamed somebody, a defamation case that nobody thought was a very big deal. The judge sentenced him to 2 years in prison. And I wondered why. Defamation, 2 years in prison? That seems a lot. But then I worked it out. Apparently, if you're sentenced to prison for 2 years, you can be thrown out of parliament. You can be disqualified. And sure enough, that's what the BJP did. Rahul was disqualified. Now, it didn't make much difference to Rahul because he toured the country, he kept opposing the BJP. And a few months later, the Supreme Court overturned the verdict and Rahul was back in parliament. So I wondered, why are these people so keen on doing all this stuff against Rahul, accusing him of eating biscuits, wanting to expel him? Because, as you know and I know, the BJP stated position, repeated again and again over the last decade, is that Rahul is a joker. He has no understanding of politics. He doesn't know how to oppose anybody. He's a fool. The Congress is in very poor hands. That as long as Rahul is in power, they're fine. He's actually the BJP's greatest asset. What harm can he do when he's such a fool? Okay, now, I think the two positions are somewhat incompatible. If he's an idiot and he's a joker, why are you so keen on going for him? Why do you want him out of parliament? Why do you get these guys to write a petition accusing him of eating biscuits, which, by the way, he did, and more power to him? Why would you go to all this trouble? Surely you're better off as a government having as leader of the opposition a complete joker. He won't be able to effectively oppose you. You can do what you want. That's the mystery. So I thought about it, and congressmen offered two explanations for what had happened. One, they said Rahul was growing in popularity. They were worried at the government, and therefore they wanted to stop him some way. Yeah, well, maybe. I don't really see his popularity shooting up. The second explanation was that this government and the BJP is so blinded by its hatred of the Gandhi family and of Rahul in particular that it acts irrationally. It seizes on small issues and makes a big deal about them. I thought about that too. And I don't think it makes sense. I don't think either explanation makes sense because wherever you stand on the BJP and its leadership, there is no doubt that it's one of the shrewdest political parties ever in India. It understands strategy, it understands tactics, it understands the mood of the nation. It's not going to waste its time because it's blinded by hatred or because it's scared of Rahul. So, why are they doing this? I can't think of an explanation. There's one possibility that's occurred to me. If you follow what's been happening over the last month or so, the recurring theme is damage to institutions. For instance, when the President of India went to West Bengal and was unhappy because of various reasons, Mamata Banerjee didn't come to receive her, there was a problem with the venue, there was no water in her bathroom, etc. She broke precedent and went public with it. No sooner had she gone public with her grievances than a whole litany of people, starting with the Prime Minister, began tweeting about disrespect to the President. The theme was the same. Mamata Banerjee was damaging the institution. The opposition didn't realize how important the institution the president was, and for political reasons were willing to damage it. It's not dissimilar to what we're hearing now, that Rahul Gandhi does not understand how important parliament is, doesn't understand the gravity of how we should behave. He is also, in a sense, demeaning and damaging the institution of parliament. So why, I wondered, has the BJP suddenly got so excited about institutions? Why is it seeing threats everywhere from no water in bathrooms to biscuit eating or whatever? There's actually, if you think about it, only one reason that makes some sense. They've used the term damage to institutions recently about attacks on the election commission and chiefly on the chief election commissioner. Now, the chief election commissioner, you will concede, is a controversial person. You may or may not like what he does, but certainly the opposition claims that he has behaved in a manner that's partisan and that he is on the side of the government which appointed him. Why should that matter? Well, because there are assembly elections coming up. And in Bengal, the way in which the election commission has behaved has already been viciously and violently attacked by the ruling party there, the Trinamool Congress. And elsewhere too, there are suspicions and fears that the elections will not be fair because this man is in charge and he is not really an objective person or a neutral person. If the opposition's fears are right and the election is not conducted fairly, there are already concerns about electoral rolls and about mass transfer of officials in opposition ruled states, but not really in BJP ruled states. If that happens, then the attack on the election commission will intensify. They will say, as they already have, with even more volume and more persistence, that the chief election commissioner is a partisan figure who does not deserve to be in that post. Once that happens, what do you think the BJP will say? It will say they are damaging the institution of the election commission. They have no respect for India's institutions. So it's a chorus. It's a chorus of damage to institutions. Rahul is incidental. The president, sad to say, is also incidental. The idea is to build up this picture of the opposition as a body that damages India's institutions. Now, I don't know how you feel about this government and what it has done to institutions, but you will concede that the charge that the opposition does not respect institutions seems a little trumped up at the moment. If the elections go the way some people fear and the way presumably the government wants, then there will be more noise. There will be more fuss about damaging institutions. There will be more attacks on the election commissioner. There will be a more vigorous defense by the government. And because it's not always possible to defend the individual, they will defend the institution. And they will say the opposition has no respect for the institution. Is that what's likely to happen? I don't know. But let's be honest, this is not a government that does things in haste or government that does things without a plan. There is a master plan here. Perhaps this is it, but whatever it is, it doesn't begin and end with biscuits.